Another ego video. Right. Imagine, picture form, cartoon, right? Cartoon going on. Imagine that you are a village and you are a village with a wall around it, right? And in this village, everything runs smoothly, all the villagers get on, everybody has their little tasks that they do, and if certain events happen, certain characters in the village respond in certain ways, and it will run smoothly like clockwork, right? And then along comes a visitor, and what they do is they enter the village in disguise as part of the village, one of the characters, the main character, and they slowly undermine the system in place, and they go around and whisper things to the villagers, turn them against each other, separate them from one another, and make them believe that without this new character's help, that they'll be lost and alone in life. Then they sit back and watch the unruliness take place. And we sit there and watch what's going on in a village and wonder why. Think, well, it's all fine, and now everything's going to shit. What's going on? Why is everybody fighting each other? Why is there so much inner conflict within my village, right? Why are these different parts of me battling each other? Why do I believe myself separate from myself and others, right? And then you realise that this new character that's come along is actually undermining you, trying to take control over your village. And the best way to control is to divide and conquer, to dominate with the iron fist, right? To split each other into separate boxes, make each one believe the person next to them is their enemy, and then offer them a helping hand and friendship, where in fact you're the enemy yourself in doing this. So you kick the ego out, right? Kick the villager out. And next it will climb over the wall. So you put big spikes up and it will dig under the wall. So you put deeper foundations in, so it will wear a disguise. And this is what the ego does. So when you first discover the fact that you have something called an ego, and it can be viewed as a separate part of you that likes to run the show, that is there through an evolutionary process almost, as a way to keep you out of danger, to protect you. But in doing so, it is also your biggest enemy, because it tries to separate and put everything into boxes, easily managed, easily controlled little boxes, right? And keep each other away, keep people away from each other, keep yourself away from yourself. If you don't look at that, out of sight, out of mind, right? Just cover it up, doesn't exist, don't worry about that. All that shit, yeah, just sweep it under the rug, pretend it's not there. Doesn't work, just festers away, right? So, when the ego is first learnt about, some people want to get rid of it. And in kicking it out of your village, it will find another way in. It will find another way in. And you have to keep mindfully watching the ego and kicking it out. It will keep coming back in. But the only real way to do it is to watch it. And when it knows it's being watched, it will stop. And in time, instead of coming and trying to invade your village, to undermine it, the ego will knock on the door and go, oh, hiya. Yeah, I know that you always catch me when I come, so I've come with a peace offering. I've brought you a present. Here's a load of old memories which I like to bring up. I like to use the past as a way to trick you into not living in the present, and to use your thought of the past as food to feed myself, right? This is what the ego does. It seems to be very past related. And future, but not present, right? So instead of bringing up the old memories that made you feel shit, when you get controlled over your depression and your anxiety and the ego's control over manipulating your thought into leading down those routes which spiral you out of control so that it can take control, when you watch it enough and it loses the ability to do this, it will bring you peace offerings. It will bring up past memories of fond things, of things that made you feel good, of times in life you enjoyed, and you'll enjoy it, and you'll replay these episodes, and you'll think, oh, this is good. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I'm doing better. I'm feeling better. My ego must have got the idea, got the hint to settle down, but really, it's a wolf in sheep's clothing, right? It's offering you a gift, but it's still taking control. It's still taking away your mindfulness, sending you down that route of going down a journey, watching that old film play in your head. And that takes away your control, that takes away your mindfulness still. It's still an ego trick. It's still a way of the ego taking control and feeding itself through your thought process. And after this stage, if you're able to keep watching it and realise what it's doing, it will go back to trying to undermine you. And the only way that I've found to deal with my ego is to accept it for what it is and sit down with it and have a discussion with it like an adult. Just talk to it and say, look, mate, I get it. You want to come in, you want to be part of the village. You are part of the village. You're part of me. And I'm aware of you now. I know you're there. And I don't give you permission to take control, to be unruly, to try and deceive me with your fake gifts, your Trojan horses. I accept you as part of me, and I appreciate the fact you're there for me. You've got my back, and if I need you to, that I will call on you to protect me. That fight or flight response, that ego response. But for now, I take back control. I know you're there, and you'll always be fed, but I am in control of my life, and what I focus on grows, and I'm not focusing on you anymore because I don't want to give you that much energy. I'm focusing on being the best I can be, focusing on the part of me that isn't attached to any object, to any label, not separate from anyone else or anything else, being vibrating at the frequency of love. And it's the same with all. Wants to be accepted, wants to be understood, loved and appreciated, as we all do, as we all deserve to do. And each part of us is the same. I hope this helps. Namaste.